Hello everyone and thanks for hanging out with me. This is the last video with the Nissan Leaf E Plus, the 62 kWh version. This is the likes and dislike, my personal likes and dislike. You may like something else or don't dislike what I dislike. Yes, it's just what I think of it. I drove not too much, I would say a bit over 1,000 kilometers, something like this. Yes, so I want to go from outside to inside into all the details. Looks, I think the car from outside looks okay. I'm not the biggest fan of this color, but it's also, it doesn't look bad. It's not a bad looking car and I'm okay with it. Inside, as I said in my other videos, it looks a bit outdated, but it's not horrible. It would never be a reason for me to not get this car. It's really okay. You get used to it. Your button is easier to press than going into a menu and find something, so still okay. Space, the trunk is enormous. I love it. It's extremely deep and so much stuff can fit in there. I like it a lot. And I'm not a fan when you have the subwoofer in the back, that this is then in there and is kind of in the way in the trunk, but that's how it is. It's okay. Again, not a reason not to get this car. Space here in the front for the driver is great. For people sitting in the back, also fine. I mean, unless there's a ginormous person, so tall person sitting in the back, okay, but otherwise it's really good. Seating position. When it comes to the seating position, I'm not the biggest fan of this car. Reason is, first of all, I can feel that I'm sitting on top of the battery, so the battery is not in the bottom. It is in the bottom of the car, and then everything is on top. No, they implemented it in under the seats. And I just noticed that first of all the battery pump is right under the seat, and this is where I like to put my feet in when I do long distance trips. So that's annoying, but for example Model 3 has that too. It's not uncommon. Zoe has that, the Renault Zoe, but ID3 doesn't have it, and I like that. I like that a lot. But again, for me, when it comes to the side, with the legs, when you sit in here, the left side is okay. My knee here is touching the door, but it's a soft part. In the middle part, no. So when I'm driving like this, when I need my foot on the accelerator pedal, it's okay. But on a long distance drive where you have the cruise control on, or here the Pro Pilot, then you have your leg not on the accelerator pedal the whole time, and then you hit this hard plastic here in the middle. Also, what's then not nice, first of all, is that the armrest here in the middle is extremely high, but the armrest in the door is lower, so you should sit crooked if you're doing this, and it's no way to adjust that, both. And last thing for me, as I am 180 centimeters tall, I have the seat on the lowest position, and since I'm sitting on a battery, I'm pretty high sitting high in the car, and then the rear view mirror is blocking my view to the right side here outside of the car. So every time when there is something, I have to do this intersection or whatever, I have to do this, and it's just because of the seat height. If I would sit 5 centimeters lower, would be no problem. But that's how the car is designed, and that's what I had to deal with. Let's go to the power. 160 kilowatt on the front wheels. It's a lot of power, it really is. With the winter tires that the car here has on, acceleration is not easy. You get spinning wheels. I had that with the Kona as well. Maybe I will have it with the ID3 as well when the winter tires on. So it's not easy to put the power down, and it feels very dramatic. It accelerates pretty good, even though it has spinning wheels. It's a lot of power, 218 horsepower. It's fun. And it's fun to drive a bit sporty with this car. The only thing when it comes to the motor and driving and accelerating is the steering wheel. Steering wheel overall is my biggest minus point. I hate it. The steering wheel is so light. It's just a very you don't need any force at all to change direction, and you notice this from the road as well. So when you're driving over something, the steering wheel moves around, and it's extremely light even at high speeds. And then when you're accelerating fully, your steering is moving around because you have the torque steer, and that's not a nice feeling, and that's my main reason why I could never get this car. It would annoy the crap out of me. I just can't stand having such a light steering wheel feel. It's really horrible. I hate it. Regen with D, I didn't try it too much, I have to say. I always drove with the e-pedal, and the e-pedal is the single reason why I would get this car, because it's amazing. Yes, one pedal driving, you hear it with other cars. In this car, it's really working, and as it should be. Even if the car cannot achieve a maximum regen because the battery is full or something, doesn't matter, it will use the friction brakes. You have one pedal driving, and I love it. It might not be the most efficient way to drive, I don't care. Driving in town or not highway, when you're driving in the city or country road like this, I never have to touch the brake. It even goes to a dead stop. Amazing. I love it so much. Nothing compares to that. I can't remember how the Model 3 was with the new updated software where they have real one pedal driving. Could be the same, I don't know right now. But really amazing, I love it. The brake feel, so when you have to stop a bit faster, is not amazing. I have felt better cars where when you drive 100 and you have to stop really fast, it feels more confident that you can do it easily. That's just how it is. What else do we have? Noise level in here. I have to say it could be the winter tires, but it's really noisy in the car, especially on the highway. So 210, it's fine. So when you do country roads or city, it's really fine. But on the highway, especially above 130, it gets a bit too loud. It gets annoying. It could be the winter tires. I can't remember when I drove the 40 kWh Leaf in the summer once. I really can't remember. Controls, so how you control the car. The analog speedometer is fine. You get used to it and then it's all okay, no need. I mean, it takes a lot of space to show the speedometer that you can use for something else. That's why car manufacturers are going away from that, and you can put other stuff there and everything. And here it's just analog, it's how it is. The whole control here on the side, how you go through and find stuff, it's okay, but it's also not amazing. You have a lot of data. I mean, you have the battery temperature that you need, and you see the charging power, so how fast it's charging. I haven't seen anywhere a charge limit, so I can set it to 80% or something. Maybe I'm stupid and I didn't find it. To control the seat heaters, yeah, it's a real button, and you might say that's weird, and I was a bit weirded out in the beginning, but you can keep it there, so when you get into the car the next time, it will stay that way. It's not a switch that you go through, it's a button that's in there, and then it's on. I like that. What I don't like, the climate, so is nice that you have an extra button for heat. I love that. What I don't like at all, and it's totally stupid, is how to see what the climate is doing. You can't see that anywhere. If I increase the temperature, then I see it for a few seconds and then it disappears and I can't see it. They have to change something to see what I'm doing, and that's annoying. I don't like that. And it's the same with the distance for the ProPilot. When you are in ProPilot and you're thinking, what distance did I have selected? And you press the distance button, it always changes right away. So you have to press it a few more times when you were in the right setting. Sorry. That can be annoying. Yeah, so those are my only things that I'm really annoyed by, and the only reason why I would not get the car is the steering wheel feel. Like I said, it's just not my thing. Other people might not care. For me, it's fine. Did you have a start button to start the car and everything? You get used to it. That it beeps at you for everything, and then when you charge, you have to press OK when you get into the car, that it tells you it's connected and it's charging. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. Again, you get used to it after a while, I'm pretty sure, and then you know, and you're like, yeah, it's gonna beep. What of course is a big downside here in Europe with this car is the CHAdeMO plug. So CHAdeMOs are being phased out more and more, and you never get a charging park with many CHAdeMOs like you have CCS with Ionity or other manufacturers. And fast, so above 60 kilowatt chargers, CHAdeMO are just hard to find. In my area, the next one I think is in Würzburg, so 200 kilometers away. So it's not a long distance car. And on top of that, it doesn't have active cooling for the battery, so the battery after a few times charging will get hot and then your charging speed is reduced. But I charged at 10 degrees 4 times, and the fourth time, well, the first time was only a few minutes, or 2-3 minutes, but at the fourth time, then I had Rapid and it charged slower than before. It wasn't 43 kilowatt it had before, it was 37, and it got slower and slower, and then next time after that it will be even under 30. So that's a problem if you do really long distance driving. And you have to consider it's a big battery, and it's not, the charging speed is not pretty high if you cannot find a fast charger, and then it takes a while. Driving comfort is okay. It's not amazingly comfortable, but it's also not uncomfortable. I think it's okay, the same as cornering. Drives fine, I can't complain about this. I don't know why I always say why I can't complain about this, but I'm trying to find the good in this car, and as with any other EV, it's okay. The rear view mirror, rear view is bigger than in other cars. I like that, and the rear view mirror is nice and big. I like that also. Also the side mirrors are pretty big. That's nice to have a nice overview over the car. Like I said, the only problem is that the rear view mirror is in my view if I want to look to the right side. What else would there be? The whole menu system in here in the car, yes, again, the screen feels a bit outdated, but everything works. You can listen to music. Sound system is okay. So not saying it's good. It's good. It's not amazing, but it's good. I prefer ID3 sound. I don't know, ID3 for some reason has exact sound that I want. A bit more bassy, but not unnatural. Not boo or whatever. I love that. And the nice that in here Android Auto is working, and it works just nice and connects pretty well. There's only one USB, but then you have a 12 volt outlet to have more USB if, like me, have something a 12 volt to USB thing. Space in here to put stuff is not amazing, just because you have that whole thing here in the middle with your gear selector and everything, that this is in the middle. And this I think is the thing that feels the most outdated when you look at ID3 or Model 3, that there's stuff here in the middle. I think the newer cars, they try to remove this so this can be used for your own stuff, and it's not needed to have, I mean, handbrake and stuff like this, that parking brake that you have to engage and disengage yourself. it does it when you just drive in D. It just does it for you, but but engaging, you still have to press it. It's still okay. I think it's okay. The materials in here, people say that this feels more better than Model 3 and ID3. I don't know. So there's leather here in the front. I don't care what's in front of there. It's no problem for me that up there it's hard plastic, so it's totally fine. I like the 3 lights that show you the charging, and when it's preheating when you have set a climate schedule, then it also will blink. The app is working really nice. You can see your range, your state of charge, the last trips. You can see if it's charging, how long does it take. Sometimes it takes a bit that you can see all of those things. So that's a bit of a thing, but otherwise the app is really good. I can't say anything bad about that. But overall, I can say the Nissan Leaf is a good car. I don't think that you need the big battery. I think the normal battery is enough if you can get it cheaper. The more power and more range, if you need it, then get it. But otherwise, I think the normal Leaf is fine. Jet plug is the problem, and like I said, the steering wheel feel. Otherwise, it's a really solid EV. I would love to drive this car every day. It does everything that I need in an EV. So come and get it. No, go and get it. So and I was wrong. They're still producing it, and they even changed a few things now in the new Leaf. I thought somebody said that they're phasing it out. They're not building it anymore, but that was wrong. So go get it, I say. But that's it for me. Thank you much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.